So, Miss Elizabeth, did you actually act on the show, or were you just being natural?
Um, I think both. I was very, very aware that it was supposed to be natural, that it needed to be authentic. I think the grown-ups kind of set that tone that we wanted to feel like a real family. And I felt like I was an expert on being a little girl because I was the only little girl there. And I had a real sense of ownership, and I would say things like, no, my hair should be messy, or there should be toys under my bed. So I think I was thinking about it, like how to make it real while I was doing it. So both at the same time.
And which have you enjoyed more, your TV career or being an educator?
Oh gosh. For me, being on television as a child was a perfect job. Because I liked all the stimulation, I liked meeting new people, I liked working with adults, I liked having a job and being responsible. So I actually think it was perfect for me as a kid. And then as I grew up, I got bored because there's a lot of waiting around on a TV set. And when you're little, you just go play because you can play anywhere. And as an adult, you're kind of, what should I do now? Like, I'm too much going on to read a book, and you get antsy. So I think being in education kept me challenged and engaged all the time as an adult, and I wouldn't have been that if I'd kept acting. So both were perfect for the ages I was.
All right, thank you.
My
Good
pleasure.
to see you.
Thank you.
We'll be back around.
My first question, Miss Libby, is did you think that John boy got a little big for his britches? Should your husband have taken him out to the woodshed and given him a belt with it?
No, I don't believe in that. John Boy was a good boy.
Well, I saw your Dahmer movie recently. You were great in it.
Thank you.
I think you got to cut the stretch a little bit more than from the Waltons.
Well, she wasn't really a bad person. She didn't know, obviously. Denial's pretty strong. But can you imagine not knowing that your grandson is chopping people up in your basement? So. But anyway, I have a grandson living with me, and he's not chopping up anybody in the basement.
Which have you enjoyed more, your TV work or the theater?
I'm a theater rat. I love the theater. Yeah. And television's been good to me, so I have no complaints. But I grew up in the theater.
Is Miss Elizabeth going to take you out to lunch today?
Probably. She drove me over. She's the best.
Well, it's great to meet you. I've watched you for years. So, Miss Wendy Lou Lee, Baby Grace from Little House on the Prairie. Do you remember being Baby Grace on the TV show?
I do remember some. I wish I remembered more. But I have a lot of memories from the last season, season 8 on Little House. Probably one of my biggest memories was the Christmas episode on Little House on the Prairie because my sister and I got in an argument over who could lick the peppermint stick. And I did not get to lick the peppermint stick.
So you're saying you had trauma on the show?
I had tons of trauma. No. No, it was great. I wish I had more memories, but the memories that I have, I cherish. So, yeah.
How do you spend your days now? You do a lot of these type shows, right?
Yes, we do lots of events. My life kind of revolves around these events now. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have a fluffy dog named Mo. And, yeah, I'm an author. I wrote a book, a prairie devotional. I have a new book coming out in the fall called Red Tail Feathers. And, yeah, that's what I do.
Right. Well, it's great to meet you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Charlotte Stewart, Miss Beadle from Little House on the Prairie. So, when I interviewed you in Mansfield, I found out you've led a wild and crazy life.
Well, I'm a human being, and I love life, so yes, and I wrote a book about it. This is my book, Miss Beadle, Little House in the Hollywood Hills. And yeah, I had been in Hollywood since I was in college at Pasadena Playhouse when I was 17. I got my first job at 19 on the Loretta Young show. So that was the start, and then I started doing My Three Sons and Bachelor Father, and I worked with Elvis on a movie called Speedway. And then later on, I got to work on Little House on the Prairie. So that's what I'm here for, is Little House on the Prairie with the rest of the cast.
Have you sold a bunch of books?
Yes, I have. In fact, somebody had to bring me some more. Another promoter of mine.
Nice. Well, it's great seeing you again.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back here. This is I think my 5th trip to Marshfield. I think we skipped a little bit with the COVID, but we're back and we're all glad to be back.
Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Patrick, I never learned how to say your last name.
It's super simple. First, don't look at it. Secondly, it's just 3 syllables: lab or toe. Lab or toe.
Excellent. Remember that. So, I watched you on Little House on the Prairie, but I'm a bigger fan of Bud than Jack.
Thank you.
Which do you enjoy most?
Well, okay, so, which kid do you like the best? I was on JAG for 10 years. I met my wife there. We had a baby. So JAG is a bigger part of my life, and I love that. But Little House was like my childhood, and I got to be on it with my brother. So I have fond memories of both, but if you're asking for a real pick, it's JAG. It's just most of my life.
Were you sad when it ended? It ended kind of by a surprise.
Oh my gosh, I was devastated. Especially since NCIS has been on for like 20 years. We could still be doing JAG. I would have loved to be continuing to do JAG.
Didn't you do a guest spot on NCIS?
Yeah. No, I've been on NCIS a bunch, and then I did, just recently, with this beard, I did a thing where I played a completely different character, which was fun. I played a Russian guy named Olsen, and he was a bad man who, took people's money.
So, are you still working occasionally? Or?
Yeah, I'm also a writer. My wife and I created a TV show for Nickelodeon, and I've been writing scripts recently for low-budget films, and also I got a movie coming out called, what do they call it? Attack of the Meth Gator. So it's like Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's a meth gator.
So it's a drama.
Yeah, exactly. It's a drama. Straight up drama, yeah. Look forward to the Academy Awards.
All right. Well, it's great meeting you.
Same here.
And I'll see you on TV or
Yeah.
on the movies.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
No difference.
Well, I was going to comment on how, evidently you were acting on the show and be that mean, because in real life you're super nice and you go to all these places and you do stand-up comedy
I
sometimes.
do indeed,
and,
yes. I'm only horrible when I'm getting paid.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're not the mean Nellie Olsen that we know and hate.
No, I'm just me. And it's so funny because I was just interviewing Pam Roylance, who's Sarah Carter on the show. I interviewed her this morning, and she was laughing, saying, you're the nicest person. I said, no, because I always introduce Pam as literally the nicest person from the show. So we had an argument about who's nicer this morning, actually. So.
What's your favorite memory from Little House?
Well, you just, you zeroed in on it. The episode where I go down the hill in a wheelchair, because who does that? I mean, it's just epic. Who does that? And I did do some of the stuff. I mean, yes, that stunt woman who went down that hill and did the back flip didn't work. But they took me to a different hill, not as steep, put me in the chair, and rolled me down it so they could get good shots of me screaming. So it actually was kind of terrifying. There were no seatbelts or anything, but it's just one of the most fabulous, bonkers, lovely episodes ever.
I've forgotten. Did Nellie kind of mellow out toward the end?
Eventually, I got married. I married Percival, and Percival straightened me out because I guess Nellie was lonely and needed someone to love her. And she finally met Percival, and he straightened her out, and he loved her for who she was, and he became nice.
So he worked a miracle, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like a Taming of the Shrew kind of episode. It was great.
I think your dad, I can't remember his real name, But he tried in one or two episodes. I
Yes,
think
he
there was some
did.
threats
He
made.
did. Nels tried so hard. But between Harriet and Ellie and Lily, he was outnumbered. He was outnumbered before man.
Well, thank you very much. It's great
Thank you.
meeting you.
Thank you. You're having a lovely time.
Hello, Miss Beverly Washburn.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I remember you on Star Trek,
Oh, you do?
and you got a little older in that episode.
I did. There's my glamour shot right there.
Holy smokes. Send that out at Christmas time, did you?
I died and I wasn't even wearing a red shirt.
What do you remember from your Star Trek episode?
Well, it was the second season, and it wasn't really all that popular yet. It was the fans that brought it back. So when I got that part, I was just thrilled to get another role. I didn't have any idea back then how blessed I would be to all these years later that people still remember Star Trek. And I'm just grateful to have been a part of it.
Really noisy in here.
It is. The episode that I was in was called The Deadly Years, and I played Lieutenant Arlene Galway. So
That was one of the better episodes. I mean, I always liked at the end when Kirk comes back from old age and takes care of business,
yeah,
plays that little trick.
yeah.
So William Shatner is kind of has a reputation as a playboy. And you have to use your karate chop skills to
Yeah, well, look at this picture again, and then I can tell you, no, you didn't come out.
he just wasn't interested once he saw the
Can't
makeup.
figure it out. It was a fun show to work on.
So you were in Shane also?
Yeah, I was one of the Lewis children.
Oh, okay.
Edgar Buchanan and Ellen Hermes.
So you've been in a lot of just mainstays of Hollywood.
Yeah. You know, I was too young to really appreciate it. And, I worked with Bing Crosby and Jack Benny and Kirk Douglas. And
And
I
the
was
Lone
a
Ranger.
child. Yeah, the Lone Ranger's right there. And I get kidnapped by some Indians. And guess who came to my rescue? You never
Tonto?
know.
Oh.
Anyway.
Tonto didn't know anybody.
So I was so young that I didn't really appreciate it. But as an adult now, I'm so grateful and I feel so blessed that I work with so many icons like Bing Crosby and Jack Benny and Lou Costello. And, that was Superman over there with George Reeves. And this was Dragnet and Hans Christian Andersen. And
You've seen it all, haven't you?
well,
Done everything.
I've been around a long time. I'm old, but, but I'm having so much fun. Everybody in Marshfield and Springfield and all around here have made me feel so welcome, and they're so warm, and I just feel really blessed.
Right. Well, it was great to meet you.
Thank you.
And
My
to see
pleasure.
somebody I've seen on TV many, many, many
Thank you
times.
so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day.
Hello, Mr. John Provost,
Hi, how you doing?
also known as Timmy. Always stuck in the well, but you got out
But
today.
you, Timmy never did fall in a well. I thought I did, but never happened. You,
So, what are you doing these days?
well, as a matter of fact, I just finished. I'm the voice of a robot in a new science fiction movie called Colonials, and I'm Spark the robot.
Right.
So it just goes on to something else. And if the phone rings and they want me to do something, hey, it sounds like fun.
We got a lot of actors doing voice work these days. I guess it's you show up in your pajamas and
Well, that's the fun part. You don't have to get dressed up in all the makeup and everything.
so how big an impact did Lassie have on you?
Wow. Well, Lassie, known all over the world. We were filming, and it was aired originally was in 128 countries. Right now it's in over 50 countries. And in the U.S., at least 12 different cable channels. So it's been a great impact on my life. And, I loved it, enjoyed so much working with Lassie.
I don't recognize you as Timmy, but I've seen you so often on social media over the years that I recognize you as John Provost.
Oh, right.
So that's a good deal.
Yeah.
So, well, it was great talking to you.
Well, thank you so much.
And I don't guess you ever see Lassie these days.
Haven't seen, well, on TV.
Oh, okay. Me too. Well, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
What can I do you for?
Well, Miss Phoebe Gibson, you were in several big movies, like Wings of Eagles with John Wayne. How did you like that?
I loved it. It was wonderful. John Ford directed it. They'd all worked together for years. I was working with Evelyn Rudy, who played my younger sister, and we had a great time. John Wayne was lovely. John Ford was lovely, and Maureen O'Hara was the best. She let us play in her makeup.
She's one of my favorites, for
Yeah.
sure.
She was fun, charming. She had a really handsome brother. And
Is his name Charlie?
yes.
Okay.
And so it was a lovely shoot.
And you worked with Cary Grant.
Worked with Cary Grant and Sophia.
How was that?
Well, Carrie liked to lecture us about not getting fat, how to eat when we grew up. He was, he didn't know how to talk to kids.
Yeah.
And Sophia was funny and fun and lovely. She had her first birthday party that she ever had in her life on Houseboat.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it is.
Well, what was your favorite role?
I think my favorite role was Elizabeth on Houseboat.
Okay. And you evidently remember a lot from those days.
Yeah, and I'm still friends with Paul Peterson, who played my older brother.
Okay.
We've known each other for just about all of our lives.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's great to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
That would be me.
How are you doing, first of all?
Couldn't be better. A lot of nice people. Everybody's having a good time, so it's a fun place to be.
Well, of course, like everybody else, I watched Leave It to Beaver many times over the years. And I never fully understood what a squirt is. And Wally always said the bean was a squirt.
I think that was Eddie, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
A squirt is somebody that they don't want around, so they squirt him off.
Okay. So, do you have any favorite memories of the show?
You know, that's like saying, what were your favorite day at school? There were just so many good people, a lot of people behind the scenes, the camera people, the lighting people. We just had a wonderful time, so it was a very nice way to grow up.
I'm sorry to hear about Tony's passing.
Yeah, a wonderful man, wonderful man. I'll miss him very much.
He was really easygoing.
Very easygoing. Just a terrific athlete. He was a AAU swimming and diving champ, and just a really nice guy.
And an artist also.
And an artist also. He hit all the bells.
So, has being on Leave It to Beaver, excuse me, has it been a blessing or a curse?
Very much of a blessing. Made a lot of new friends, been all over the world, and it's just really nice to people enjoy Leave It to Beaver, and I'm just lucky to be even associated with it.
I guess you get recognized wherever you go.
Pretty much. A lot of times people say, well, you look like that little boy, and I say, Leave It to Beaver. Oh, that's who you are, yes. So it's very nice. And people that watch Leave It to Beaver are usually very nice people.
Well, it's great to meet you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.